Federation because they have some issues at the level up there with the International Boxing Organization, International Boxing Association, International Boxing Federation. There are some political things going on. I'm not too certain. So the IOC decided, you know what? Sort out yourselves, suspend everybody, and when you get your act together, then we'll accept you in the fold. And it's unfortunate because it therefore means then boxers all over have been suspended. And it's not just the athletes, the coaches, the officials, the administrators, they just can't take part in anything internationally about boxing. So, tough luck to the St. Kitts and Nevis Amateur Boxing Association. They have been suspended. And the strange thing about it, last month, I went to an ITTF Americas General Assembly meeting in El Salvador. Let me put ITTF Americas in perspective. We have ITTF, that's the world body for table tennis. And then the world is divided into continents, sections, subsections. So for similar to football, you have FIFA, and then you have CONCACAF, UEFA, Africa, CONMEBOL, etc., etc. So table tennis, we have ITTF. Then we have ITTF Americas, which is the zone we're in: North America, Central America, South America, and the Caribbean. Before, the name was LATU, Latin America Table Tennis Union. I was General Secretary of the St. Kitts and Nevis Table Tennis Association in 2008. And the first Caribbean meeting I went to represent the SKNTTA, when I would have learned about the structure, I had a problem with LATU. Why? Because it said the name of this sub-grouping was LATU, Latin America Table Tennis Union. And I'm thinking, well, how come this thing has been around for so long? And it doesn't make sense to me. Because one, there's no incorporation of the Caribbean in that name. Two, there's no incorporation of North America in that name. It is just Latin America, which is Central and South America. So at that meeting, I put forth an argument that that name should be changed to reflect the Caribbean and North America. And that was changed a few years ago to ITTF Americas. So ITTF Americas is the continental body for table tennis, comprising North America, Central America, South America, and the Caribbean. So that's where we are with that. Then we have St. Kitts and Nevis Sailing Association. The president is Nicholas Dupree. St. Kitts and Nevis Tennis Association, SKNTA. Well, let's back up. St. Kitts and Nevis Sailing Association is SKNSA. St. Kitts and Nevis Tennis Association, SKNTA. Tennis is what we refer to as lawn tennis, and we have table tennis, of course. Then St. Kitts and Nevis Handball Association. The president is Leroy Green. St. Kitts and Nevis Aquatics Federation, SKNAF. President is Eldon Thomas. And we're going to have them tonight. And guess they should be joining us anytime soon. And the Handball Association is SKNHBA. And those are the 12 member associations that are affiliated to the SKNOC. All of them have 2 votes at the elections. So I did not mention Mr. Leroy Green, the incumbent Assistant Secretary General. There are 2 nominations for that position. We have Leroy Green and we have Tichelle McLean. Tichelle McLean is the Secretary of the St. Kitts and Nevis Football Association. So that's the first bit of elections that would be had for the Assistant Secretary General. And there would be a maximum of 12 times 2 is 24. Sorry, 12 minus 1 minus the boxing. That's 11 times 2 is 22, and 10 executive members, 32 votes up for grab maximum. Remember, boxing can't vote. And then for the individual members, there are 9 persons going up for that position. There are 9 nominations. And out of those 9 names, 4 will be chosen. I can tell you we have 1 female, 2 females in the mix, and we have 7 males in the mix. So that's 9 persons, of which 4 will be chosen. So on behalf of the program and on my personal behalf, I say congratulations to all the nominees for the St. Kitts and Nevis Olympic Committee's elections that is happening. The election will be happening, next week, Thursday, at the SKNOC's conference room in the Alfonso E. Bridges Olympic House. And at the end of it, we're going to have, we already know 4 positions who would have won. So we're going to be voting for 5 people. The assistant secretary and 4 executive members. So by the time we get back to on the ball next week, God's spear, we'll be able to tell you who the successful candidates are. So we wish you congratulations on being nominated, and we wish you all the best at the polls. Now we're shifting from SKNOC business. Let's go to football, a bit of football. We're going to come back again. The St. Kitts and Nevis Football Association had a RAP program, RAP, program referee assistance program, and that ran from last week Wednesday to last week Sunday. This is a program sponsored by FIFA in all of their countries. The same material is presented to all 211 countries all over the world. And it was our turn here in St. Kitts and Nevis when we had our referees from St. Kitts and Nevis here. And what happened with that? 3 persons came in. A fitness instructor, Mr. Alan Brown, he's from Costa Rica. And Mrs. Diane Ferrara James, she is from Guyana, now living in Bahamas. Cayman Islands, pardon me. She was the technical instructor. She dealt with the laws of the game. So Alan dealt with the fitness, and Diane dealt with the laws of the game. And then we had Mr. Javier Santos. He was the development officer, basically the manager for the program. And he's a former FIFA referee. Diane is also a former FIFA referee. Both of them would have refereed World Cup matches, etc., etc. And Mr. Grammy Brown, who is the head of refereeing, and we're going to have him on the program. We already spoke, and he's going to be on the program sometime in the future. He was the local coordinator per se for the course, and we had some local instructors presenting. We had Miss Kendria Tully, the only female, Mr. Kenny Martin, Mr. Delroy Jeffords, Mr. Grammy Brown, who is also a local instructor and assessor as well, and yours truly, Troy Biff Mills. And so we presented some topics, and we had about 20 referees from St. Kitts and Nevis, including our FIFA referees. They had to be there. So we say congratulations to the SKNFA for having this, and thank you for FIFA. Thank you, congratulations, and thank you to FIFA for having this program, referee development, all over the world. And I can tell you this, I don't know if I'll get in any trouble here, but I don't think I will. There is a video quiz that is part of the rap, and there are 29 questions. You look at the videos and you give your decision, which is in 2 parts. It is either a foul or it is not a foul. And if it is a foul, you say, does it involve a card? Does it involve, so it's a foul and a yellow card, foul, no card, foul, red card. And you also have to say how the game is going to be restarted, whether an indirect free kick, whether a direct free kick, whether a penalty. And the areas covered would be tactical fouls, penalty area incidents, handball, tactical foul, penalty area incidents, handball, offside, and what's the 5th topic? Tactical fouls, penalty area incident, I can't remember. But there were 5 topics, and there were 29 quizzes. You look at the video, and for the offside, you have to say whether or not it was offside. And if it is offside, You have to indicate whether it's interfering with an opponent, interfering with play, or gaining an advantage. And well, since I'm on that, just a little bit of 611, 411 as they call it. A player is in an offside position if he's closer to the goal line than both the second last opponent and the ball. That's two opponents. If he's closer than two opponents and the ball, then he's in an offside position. If he's online, he's not. And he's only penalized for being in an offside position if he gets involved in active play. So you could stand up in an offside position all night, but you won't be called unless you get involved in active play. And how do you get involved in active play? If you interfere with an opponent, interfere with play, and you gain an advantage, interfering with play, basically that's it simple. Once you receive the ball that was played or last touched by your teammate and you're in an offside position, you play the ball, and in some cases, you're the only attacker who could get the ball, then you'll be flagged offside. Interfering with an opponent, you're in an offside position. If you challenge an opponent for the ball, you obstruct an opponent, or you have an impact, especially, say, the goalkeeper, you're blocking the goalkeeper, so you got a peep on you to see, then you'll be flagged offside. And gaining an advantage, you're in an offside position, and there's a deflection, a rebound, deflection off of a player, the defender, a rebound from the crossbar or the goalpost, or a deliberate save, and you try to get the ball, that's gaining an advantage, you're interfering with play, or from that position you impact, you try to challenge an opponent, you're gaining an advantage by interfering with an opponent. Just a little bit of tidbits. So congratulations to the St. Kitts and Nevis Football Association. Oh, I didn't tell you this. The 29 questions, all the countries they'll go to in the CFU region, well, CONCACAF, they'll do the test, the same video test. And you have maybe 20 seconds, 30 seconds. No, I don't think it's so much. Maybe 10, 15 seconds to look at the clip and give an answer. And all the marks are had. And I'm pleased to announce that St. Kitts and Nevis, our referees, were in the top 3 in terms of our average mark. There were only 2 countries who had a better average mark than us in the Caribbean. So we say congratulations to all the referees who would have done that and would have made us proud. And our next, the WAP course is held annually. The next one is going to be perhaps next year. It's normally around October, November. So the next one is going to be around that time, I think. So we're going to wait and see how that works out. And we'll give more information on that. But congratulations to the referees for actually having such a splendid performance with that on that test. We're going to take a break now. Stick and stay. Don't go away. Don't touch your dial. We're just going to take a short break and we'll be with you. Our guest is in studio. I just want to make sure that he's comfortable and well, give him some soft drinks and some coffee or some tea or some berries or something. Well, he won't drink berries. He's a Christian. So, but anyway, stick and stay. Don't go away. We'll be right back on the ball. Stay on the ball. We'll be right back.
St. Kitts and Nevis listens to
WINN FM 98.9.
Do you want to know what's happening in sport? Tune in to On the Ball, a weekly talk show which is on WINN FM 98.9 every Tuesday from 7 to 9 p.m. with me, your host, Troy Biff Mills. We will keep you on the ball with our variety of guests and, of course, your calls, discussing the facts and the stats and sharing your opinions. Get on the ball and stay on the ball by tuning into On the Ball with Troy Biff Mills on WINN FM 98.9 every Tuesday night from 7 to 9 p.m. and also on Facebook and YouTube. Be on the ball. Welcome back to On the Ball here at WINN FM 98.9. I am Troy Biff Mills, your host, and it's another Tuesday, another beautiful Tuesday. WINN FM heard, On the Ball heard on WINN FM every Tuesday night from 7 to 9 p.m. And we are a radio sports show. Hey, I didn't big up some people who normally listen, you know. We have Eustace Hendrickson in the States, Houston, Texas to be exact. Hey, Eustace, good night. How are you, my boy? Thank you for listening. We have Evie Battis. She's visually impaired. That's putting it mildly. And she is from up Newtown, what the area called, boy? Up by Bractus. Hey, Evie, how are you? Good night. Mr. Politics, he also listens. Jam Down. Jam Down is an ardent listener. Good evening, Jam Down, not Jamster. Jam Down, how are you, my boy? Thank you for listening and tuning in. And tell your friends and your family. We're going to go straight to Studio 2. We have our guest. It's now 7:45. We have a guest with us. And we also have a guest online. So let's go to Studio 2 and say good night. Good night, sir. Welcome to WINN FM 98.9. Welcome to On the Ball.
Good evening, Mr. Mills. Thank you for having us here again, but having me, and I'm representing the federation, so Aquatics Federation, so I can say us, St. Kitts Nevis. So thanks for having us here tonight again to talk about swimming, and we would always be talking about it, and until we really get where we want to be. So thanks for having us here tonight.
No problem, my pleasure. I think I may have to put a proposal to the management of WINN FM to change studio to the Aquatic Federation studio because you've been with us so often.
Yeah, that's good. That is good. That is good. I think we also have one of our swimmers online as well. One of our athletes.
Yes, it looks good evening. Good evening. How are you online?
Good night.
Don't forget to unmute your mic if you're hearing us. Good evening.
Good evening.
And we seem not to. Hello. I'm seeing, but I'm not hearing. Just a second there while we try to get that organized. I'll have my technicians.
Good evening. Good
DJ
evening.
Tough House, he will be looking at that
Can
in
you
a
hear me?
second to find out why we're not hearing her. But we'll continue so long. I was saying, WINN FM, we're not just a sports show that bring you what's happening in football or cricket. We don't just bring you results. We have national associations, officials, sporting personality, etc., in to share their view, discuss what they think about various sporting disciplines, football, cricket, boxing, track and field, what have you. Share their views, and we analyze, we critique and analyze situations. The West Indies team performances, etc. Zawi Joseph was suspended for 2 matches. If we think that is enough, etc., etc. So, and we vow to always. How should I put this? I gotta be careful with my words. One of the primary objectives is always to have a guest in studio with us every Tuesday night. Sometimes we have had 2 guests, and not physical persons, but 2 entities, football and boxing. So football might bring 3 people, boxing might bring 5 as an example. But we've had 3 as well. So we always strive to have at least 1, maybe 2, now and then really 3. Once or twice we didn't because obviously persons took ill. But we had with us now track and field. What am I talking about? Just give me 1 second again because we'll need to get the young lady online. Stick and stay, don't go away. We're going to take a pause for cause and we'll be right back.
Testing. Testing.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. I love it. Hello.
Can you hear us?
Oh, yes, we are hearing you, Mommy. How are you, Mom?
Good, thank you. Go ahead, Skylar. She's right next to you.
Yes, we got our matters sorted out. So we welcome a young lady online on Zoom. Good evening. How are you, ma'am?
I'm good.
And
Fine.
could you tell us who you are, where you're calling, where you're from?
My name is Skylar Connor, and I'm from Nevis.
What part of Nevis are you from, Skylar?
Gingerland.
Gingerland. Okay, and how old are you?
I just turned 13.
13, so that means you're attending the Gingerland Secondary School?
Yes.
Okay, and it's wonderful to have you on the ball. This is not your first time on the ball, is it?
No.
You've been.
I think so.
You think so? No, man. You've been here with us before.
So.
Yeah, you've been here with us. You and a few others. I think you went to St. Martin was it last year? Earlier
Yes.
this year? Yes, you were with us. I remember speaking to the mom as well. I had a little problem. Your mom's voice sounds so youthful, so I had a problem determining which one of you is the mom, which one is the daughter. Your mom sounds extra youthful. But we go back to the main studio. Stick and stay. We're going to come back to you, Skylar. We go back to the president. And
Okay.
Mr. President.
Yes.
It looked like every time I turn on the news, I listen to the news, radio, TV, newspaper, whatever you're online, I'm hearing something about St. Kitts and Nevis swimming and things. What's going on? How you guys get this work? Why?
Well, we are glad for that, you know. We are going to be bombarding the federation, you know, every time because right now, you know, swimming is buzzing in St. Kitts and Nevis. And that is what we want. We are seeing potential. We are seeing young boys and young girls, you know, evolving and into good swimmers. And we want to let the federation know what we're doing. We want to let the region know what we're doing. And we are building some talent, we are harnessing potential and we're building talent, and we want to ensure that St. Kitts and Nevis is not left out when it comes to aquatic sports. So every chance we get, every moment we get, whatever we do, we're going to be letting the Federation know what we're doing, what we're about. We're going to highlight our swimmers, our local swimmers from St. Kitts and Nevis. We're going to highlight our clubs. We're going to highlight our missions. We're going to highlight wherever we travel and our events, upcoming events and stuff like that. So you'll be hearing us, because right now we know that in the world, swimming is a blue ribbon sport, and we want to be part of that, well represented in aquatics and swimming.
Why you're here particularly because you participated in an event recently. Tell us a little about that event, please. Where was it? What was the name? What was it all about?
Yes, we just participated. Yesterday, May the week, we returned in OECS Championship, the 32nd OECS Championship, which was held in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We went there this year. We took 15 swimmers, last year we took more. This year we decided to cut back, and we wanted to carry less swimmers, but with better competitive time, so that at least we can either maintain and get better in our results. And this year we did much better. Times the swimmers, all of them beat their personal best, and also we won a medal, and Skylar is right there, our medalist, Skylar Connor, who brought us home a silver medal in the 50-meter breaststroke. And she has done well, and she's one of our, I'll be very careful, one of our budding swimmers, because from interacting with her, I know she wants it badly. And I like athletes like that. When they want it bad, they're going to do what it takes to get there.
Let's take a pause, stick a pin as we go to Skylar. You're there, Skylar?
Yes, I'm here.
Congratulations on your medal at the OECS Championships. What house are you in school? Greenhouse? Blue house?
I'm in Blue House.
You're in Blue House? Oh, okay. When I was in primary school, I was in Blue House. When I went to high school, I was in Red House. I went back to teach at the Sandy Point High School, and I was the sports master for Greenhouse. So I don't know, I got to support all the houses. Skylar, how does it feel being a medalist at these championships? What does it mean to you?
It feels amazing. I am very happy for my performance.
Before the competition, everybody wants to win, obviously. But
yes,
did you believe you had a real chance of medaling before the competition, before you left St. Kitts and Nevis?
Yes, I thought I had a real chance with my times.
When you got to St. Vincent and the Grenadines now, and you would have seen the persons, etc., training and warming up and what have you, was the confidence boosted any further? Did you get any butterflies and say, boy, maybe I ain't going to medal after all? Or did you say, boy, yes, it looked like I could even come a little higher than I thought? What was the feeling?
The feeling was that I thought it would be harder to get a medal.
Okay.
I was so close to getting more, but milliseconds.
Okay, now we're at the pool, you're signing in. In terms of size, physical, height, how were there any athletes who were bigger than you, physically bigger than you?
Yes.
In your race?
Yes, there were.
Okay. How did that make you feel?
Nervous.
Nervous. Did you think that, hey, they're bigger than me, so they're going to beat me? Or you said, no, man, I could take care of them. What was the feeling there with that?
I thought they would beat me.
Mm-hmm. But you just decided to go out and do your best?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so how many races did you have? Was there an elimination and a heat and eliminations and then the semifinals, finals?
They were all finals.
Oh, it was all finals, so it's only one race you had?
No. I did 12 events.
No, for the race with the medal. That's the 50-meter
breaststroke.
Breaststroke, yes.
So it was just one race for the 50-meter breaststroke?
Yes.
Okay, so you're on Yes?
Yes, there was one race,
Okay.
but there were different heats.
Or different heats?
Yes,
So
but
it was like a time, the finals, was it?
yeah, the
Yes,
heat was the
correct.
final.
The heat was the final.
Yeah.
And how many heats were there?
Well, the different
Three.
age group
There
categories.
was
Oh, different
three.
age group.
Yes.
Oh, and your category was what, Kyla?
The 11 to 12 girls.
11 to 12 girls. How many of you were in the race?
Um,
6,
18 of us.
18.
Yes.
Okay, six lanes, 6 persons, and 3 heats.
Or 3 heats.
Yes.
Okay. So then the person with the best times would be the winner first.
That's correct. That's correct.
Okay. Well, I don't know how they refer to it in swim, but in track and field, they refer to that as time, the finals. You have 3, 4 heats, whatever, and the best times.
Right. That's the same thing in aquatics as well.
Okay, now.
Yeah.
So you're on the start. The starter hasn't said on your mark. How are you feeling at that point? The race is going to be starting just now. Extremely nervous?
Yes.
When did you get over that nervousness? At what point?
When you dive in the water.
When you dive in the water. So on your mark, get set. All the time the legs are shaking. You know, oh boy, I hope I have the strength. And then you get a buzzer, a gun. How do they do it?
A buzzer.
Zip. So you're now diving. When you hit the water, what were you thinking? What was your first thought when you hit the water?
To do my best and not to get disqualified.
Not to get disqualified. Okay, so you're going to know. Normally, when you're diving, you're under the water and you come up at some point.
Yeah.
When you came up, were you able, and swimming, were you able to glance around and see where you were? Whether you were first,
No.
second, third?
No. Once the race starts, all you can focus about is your race.
Is your race. Okay, so you
Yes.
were not able to take a peep and say, hey, I'm good, I'm in first or second, or I need to do a little more to get ahead. You just swim.
No. You don't think about that while you're in the race.
And what size pool was it? A 50-meter pool?
25.
25
20
meter.
meter pool.
And your race was a 50-meter race.
Yes.
So you had to do 2 lengths of the pool.
Yes.
So when you're now turning for the second, you're heading for home, how was the feeling? I got this, or I need to get a little more effort to get it. What were you thinking?
I need to go faster. That's what I was thinking.
Oh, okay. So you're pushing another gear. What caused you to believe you needed to go faster?
When you're on the turn, you could kind of see your competitors, which I saw the ones to my left, well, right, and they were a little bit ahead of me.
Oh. So when you turn, you may not have been in any meddling position, and you say, hey, I have to kick in another gear. And you kicked in the gear. And when you touched the pad, how were you feeling? Did you feel, hey, I did get a medal, or I really missed out? What was the feeling?
Feeling was, directly after the race, I didn't know if I came first, second, or third, or even last.
Okay.
So the first thing I do is look at the times.
You looked up, you saw your time.
Yes.
What went through your mind?
I was actually pretty happy with my time.
Was it a previous best for you?
It was a personal best for me.
Okay. And so you're saying, wow, I did a personal best. But you didn't know still whether you were first, second, third, or last.
Yes.
At what point did you know that?
When my mother told me when I finished the race.
So that's after you were in the pool still, or you got out?
I got out.
And she came hugging, oh, congrats. You're second. That's how she went on, I take it. Kissing and hugging.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
And how did you react now when she told you you were second?
I was pretty happy with myself.
Did you think, well, at any point, this is after the race now, you said, gosh, if I only had done a little better, had I given a little more energy, I might have won the gold. Did that flash to your mind, or you were just happy to have the silver?
I was just happy to have the silver.
Okay. And you mentioned you did, was it 12 events?
Yes.
What? That's a lot of events. What were the other events?
I did 50-meter fly, 50-meter freestyle, 50-meter backstroke, 50-meter breaststroke, 100-meter freestyle, 200-meter freestyle, 400-meter freestyle, 200-meter IM.
Stick a pin there, Kyla. Yes. Sorry, let me dig in here. I've counted, that's like 8 events so far. 50 meter, 100 meter, you said 400 meter.
That's not even putting relays.
I don't believe I could swim 2 lengths of the pool. Good. Never mind do that 3, 4, 5 times style. And you're telling me you did these 8, 12 different races?
Mm-hmm.
You have to be a very, very strong athlete, a very strong young lady.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So you remember the other events you would have done?
I think I did more relays.
Oh, okay. And how close were you to winning medals in the other events?
So on the other events, I came 4th twice, I think 5th, 6th, 7th, 5th twice.
Wow.
I was always top 10.
So you missed out on a bronze medaling twice, you said, because you were 4th.
2 4ths and 2 5ths.
And they were always the same. It was 11, 12 girls in the different events. Or would it always have been the 16 athletes, you said, 18?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
About that.
And you would have basically been coming ahead of quite a few of them. 4th and 5th. And Mr. President, for a young lady who's just 13, doing this is extremely well, if you ask me, and especially since we do not have a pool here in St. Kitts to practice.
I totally agree with you. And by the way, I sent you the video of where she made the silver. So if you have a chance, you want to bring it up. But yeah, I totally agree with you that Skylar is a strong swimmer, and right now the age group, Skylar's age group and lower, around that age group, they seem to be the ones who are coming up, following in the footsteps of the older ones, where they are very strong. And if I may say here quickly that even before we went to St. Vincent, I had a feeling, a strong conviction that Skylar would medal in St. Vincent. Why? Because there was some training. There was a meet in Barbados, and we had a coach here from Barbados named Dave Farmer, a renowned coach in swimming, highly recommended by World Aquatics. And when he saw Skylar at the training we had in the summer, he said to me, Skylar can medal at the OACS. Just get her some more training in a real pool. She went to Barbados. Now Barbados is very competitive in swimming. Matter of fact, they don't participate in OACS because they think that is a little below them. And really,
Wow.
they're not OACS countries really, but they don't. They go into Carifta, they go into Pan Am Games and stuff, and they are strong swimmers in the Caribbean. And she came back with a bronze medal. And he said to me, he called me, he said, listen, if Skylar can medal in Barbados between these guys, she can medal. She's a force to be reckoned with in St. Vincent. And Skylar didn't answer the question because Skylar could have medaled twice after the silver. Yes, she could have. One of them was a slight mistake in her turn, where I think her foot must have slipped on the wall. They were a little too far apart. She would have gotten a bronze there if she had think twice. She would have gotten a bronze. She should have been returning with 3 medals. But we are young in this program, and we are still learning as we go. And I believe that we all learn from our mistakes, and this is something that as we go, every year we learn something, we come back and we change that so we can improve. And I believe that these swimmers that we have now that make up the national team, they have great potential, very potential that they can perform even better. We as a federation, we are putting in place some things that would really help us as a federation and the swimmers to even improve. Now, I would not disclose all of that yet because it's still in discussion. And this is something that we have to discuss with the clubs and the executive and stuff like that and make some changes. But I think that many of our swimmers, they have done much better this year. And I believe next year that we're going to even do better than this year. I'm confident that we're going to have more medals next year because we're getting better every time. We're getting better every time, and we are going to even sharpen our coaches more. We're going to get help from regional coaches where possible, so that we can really, focus on our swimmers and those who really want to swim and compete. Focus on them and make them winners in the regional and maybe in the international and the international platform.
Well, Skylar, you're there still? Skylar, you're with us?
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay. We're going to take a few seconds and we're going to listen to the video, the audio from the video that you would have just sent us.
What? Okay.
In the final heat, in lane 1, Amara Reese of St. Lucia. Lane 2, Belle Adams of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Lane 3, Skylar Connor of St. Kitts and Nevis. Lane 4, Kyla Potter of the BVI. Lane 5, Anya DeGaines of Antigua and Barbuda. And lane 6, Zena Brathwaite of St. Lucia. And we'll pull out, so the breaststroke technique is the most unique technique, and I think Nicholas and I have enjoyed that. We were top breaststrokers, and we are seeing Belle Adams, another top St. Vincent and the Grenadines breaststroker, coming through the ranks, and she's looking to take the top spot, but she's being challenged by St. Kitts and St. Lucia. But Belle takes the top spot in a time of 39.82.
Belle Adams.
She's followed by Skylar Connor with the silver medal.
Home crowd gold medal.
In a time of...
Yes, we're back again. And that was the clip of your event with the
50-meter breaststroke.
Mm-hmm. When you got lane 3, Skylar, well, let me ask it another way. Do you have a preference in lane? You prefer to be in lane 1 as opposed to lane 7 or whatever? Or
No, my favorite lane is right in the middle.
You prefer being in the middle?
Yes.
And how many lanes again are the pools?
There were 6 lanes.
6 lanes. Okay, so if you were in lane 3, that's somewhat middle. That's middle. 3 or 4 going to be middle. Now, so you felt comfortable from the lane. But have you ever swam in lanes other than the middle where you're comfortable, where you prefer?
Yeah. And
how do you deal with that? How do you approach it?
I approach it as any other lane. It's a pool, so I'm thankful to be swimming in it.
Oh, okay, that's wonderful. Because some persons might say, well, boy, I am not in the pool I like. So right away, they're defeating themselves mentally. But it sounds like you're very strong mentally. And that's really wonderful indeed. And the commentator did say you were challenging for the lead and you perhaps missed out by just as we say here colloquially. So that was indeed wonderful. I congratulate you again, Skylar.
Thank you.
Don't go anywhere. We're going to come back to you in a few. But, Mr. President.
Yes.
How many persons went down?
We took 5 swimmers this time around. 15. Sorry, we only get 5 from.
Oh, I wondered. 15 swimmers. What about your technical and administrative staff? How many persons went?
We had 5 of us. We had 2 chaperones, 2 female chaperones. Once we have female swimmers, we must take female chaperones. And, if they're over a certain number of females, then you have to take more than one. We also had 2 coaches and myself as the president.
And the manager of the team.
Okay. I was the manager of the team, and we had some parents who were there with us as well to support the team, and we're very thankful that they're there. It's always good to have, when you go to these competitions and these meet, and you hear in the crowd, St. Kitts, and when St. Kitts swim, and you hear the you hear your it motivates you to do well. We had a good contingent of parents from the St. Kitts and Nevis who were there and who rallied around the team, who supported us, and that was excellent. We really thank them, and that was good.
Skylar, when you were swimming, you're in the pool, you're actually swimming. Could you have heard your mama, your president shouting, "Go Tyler, go"?
No, I can't hear that.
You can't hear anything? Oh,
no.
Okay, so you're just swimming and you're in your own little world.
Yes.
Okay, thanks a lot. We'll go back to your president. What's up? What's next for you?
Well, next for us, we have a few things lined up in regards to activities. one of the things we have lined up, some training, some ongoing training, some educational stuff for our coaches. We also have an event coming up in December. Matter of fact, I was trying to get Skylar on, but because of her age, you have to be 14 years by the end of December.
And when is she going to be 14?
Next year.
Okay. Next year when?
Skylar is November, right? I think.
No, end of October.
Oh, end of October.
Oh, so she just turned.
Yeah, she just
13.
turned 13, and so they sent me an email, and we got rejected on that one because I really believe that would have been an excellent experience for her. She has the strength, she has the willpower. We also have another swimmer from Nevis, who is in, I think, Switzerland for school, but he's training. He'll be swimming for us this year in Budapest. We'll be going to Budapest in December. The event is from the 5th. The 10th to the 15th. Sometimes, as a president, I go down early for accreditation and, make sure everything is set up for when the contingent comes and stuff like that. So that is our next event. Then we have Carifta coming up in Easter. So we're going to be doing some direct, pointed, geared training going forward for our athletes. We're going to be training with intentionally training for particular events, especially for Carifta. Carifta is a heavy event. It's a heavy event, and you have to have your game on to really participate in Carifta. Even if you don't win, you can't be swimming in Carifta and when people in there waiting on you, looking at the clock and so on, you just coming in. We don't want that for our swimmers. We want to know when our swimmers swim, they may have lost by a few seconds, but they're still motivated and eager to come back again and represent their country. So we are not going to just put them in any event just because it's an event we want them to travel. We want them to go an event where they have a chance to medal, a chance to win, and that is our motive going forward, because we recognize that our swimmers are becoming stronger, they are becoming better. It's catching on. When I say everybody else, people are recognizing St. Kitts, as a team that is making strides. I did a few interviews in St. Vincent, and they can't believe that we're coming out of the ocean. Matter of fact, when we were going to St. Vincent, we went to Barbados first to get some pool time. Barbados is a really nice aquatic center. 25 by 50 meter pool and another 25 meter pool for swim down. So they went there for a couple of days, got some pool time. Cause we don't have a pool here. They were able to get some start from the blocks. Flip turns, swim in the lane, acclimatize to the chlorinated water, the pool environment. So they were there with same day farmer for a couple of days and then went on to St. Vincent. So people are catching on and people are recognizing that, there is potential in St. Kitts swimmers if they are coming out of the ocean and they're doing so well. I mean, our swimmers, there were some who would have come like 10th and 13th and so, but majority of our swimmers, like 4th and 5th and 6th, like that, within the range. And I'm saying that if we are doing so well, if we get proper facility, and with the environment is created where our swimmers in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis could really train well with our coaches, I believe that it will make a big indentation as an aquatic sport here in St. Kitts and Nevis. But the environment has to also be prepared. We are doing our part, and we are hoping that the others, those who have the resources, would do their part as well in assisting us and ensuring that we can get going with an aquatic facility.
Skylar, forgive me. We don't have a pool in St. Kitts or Nevis. How are you feeling having to train in the water? In the seawater, and then go and compete?
Well, the ocean water is way different to the pool. You will have to swim different in an ocean than you would in a pool, and you can't do dive starts, flip turns, or anything like that.
So it is suggesting that once we get a pool here in St. Kitts and Nevis, we would be doing better at these events because, like you said, Skylar, you don't get to practice your start, and you don't get to practice your turns
And dives.
and the currents, etc.
You don't get to practice your dives either. You know, for competition, for swimming, you know, the dive is very important. Because if you start bad, you're going to end bad. But once you get a good dive, a good start, and you are a strong swimmer, you're bound to do well. We don't have that. And as Skylar was saying, as Skylar was saying, it's a major difference when you swim in the ocean as open water as when you swim in a pool. Most of our swimmers, you would realize that they swim with their heads very high because training in the ocean, they're prepared to maneuver the waves, especially if it's wavy. You see, so they have to be bouncing their head now and again. In the pool, you don't need that. It slows you down. In the pool, there's no wave in the pool, but because your head is high,
you're accustomed to have the head high.
Exactly.
You don't have ideally you don't have the proper technique,
the proper form, right? And we can't blame the swimmers for that.
No, you can't.
Right? This is how it's just how it's done. And what others are saying, our regional compadres, our friends, and so on, are saying, I mean, you guys are doing well to really come from the ocean. You know, this is just our 4th time. I mean, officially, let me say this, our 3rd time. 3 years ago, we had Winston Cook took 2 swimmers. Skylar was one, and another young man. I think it was Troy. Was it Troy?
No, it was Justin, Austin, Dye.
Okay, right, 3. After that, we had 23 swimmers. This year, we had 15. So this is basically our official 30. With 4 times, I think Jennifer went 1 time on her own, but officially 4 times. But officially, 3 as a structured and organized body. And these other countries, we had Antigua and Barbuda, we had Grenada and Antigua. They're always battling. Then we had St. Vincent, we had St. Lucia, we had also St. Martin, we had Bali, and we had Dominica, right? And ourselves. And those countries, they have been participating for years. This was the 32nd OS championship. And it started in Antigua. So they have been training and succession plans. As swimmers get older, they have younger ones coming up. They have been doing this for years. We started.
30, how much you said?
32nd.
32nd.
Yes.
So that means
they
started basically way back in like 1992.
Somewhere
down
and
there. We've only entered 4 times the last 4 times.
Yes. So we are going to
experience
season swimmer when it comes to the OSS and pool. Of course, and pool time. So we are catching up. But we want to catch up fast. That's what we want to do. So even though we're catching up, we're doing our best. And I want to say here and now, and commend our swimmers and commend our coaches for the work that they're doing. And I commend the parents too for really having that confidence in us to, train children and take and give them the experience of swimming and competing. The young man spoke about who should be swimming. He's living in Sweden, from Nevis, but he's living in Sweden. He's Sweden, yeah, he's studying in Sweden. His name is Jonathan, right? He's going to be representing us. Troy represented us at World and also at the Olympics. So as our swimmers get older, we want to also have younger swimmers who are going to come up and do just as good, and perform and register their name there somewhere, whether it's OECS, whether it's Pan Am Games, whether it's World Aquatics, whether it's even Olympics. We want cities and needs to be represented on these platforms.
Hold a sec, we have a caller coming in. Let's go live. Good evening, caller. You're live on the ball here, WINN FM 98.9. Hello. Good evening, caller. You're live. We seem to have lost that person. Please call back. And you can call anytime, 4660989. Or you can even call via WhatsApp, 668-2055. So we missed that call. We're inviting you to call again. Please call us, 4660989. Thank you. Continue, Ellen.
Yes, so as a
hold on, the person is calling back. Well, a call is coming in. Good evening. Welcome to On the Ball here at WINN FM 98.9. Good evening. Hello. Hello. Good evening. Yes, ma'am.
I'm not hearing you either. I'm not hearing you.
Hold 1 second.
Okay, good. I'm hearing you now.
You hear me?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Two, but you heard the caller? Did you hear the
No,
caller?
I didn't hear the caller. No.
Oh, okay. Well, there were two things. One, how come Troy Biff, the Olympian, wasn't considered for Budapest? And two, she's concerned about using a swimmer who's not residing in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, if we shouldn't consider using someone from here. And if you give me a chance at the first one, we are in an era where, and this is not just for swimming, football, they're using it to the greatest extent. There are a lot of nationals living abroad, either Kittitians and Nevisians who would have gone overseas from a young age, or their parents or their grandparents are from St. Kitts and Nevis. So therefore, they are by extension Kittitians and Nevisians. And once you have a Kittitian and Nevisian passport, you can represent St. Kitts and Nevis in any discipline: football, cricket, table tennis. So the person living in Sweden, well, we didn't ask if they're from St. Kitts, went to study there, or they're born there but Kittitian parents or whatever descendancy. So to the lady who called, it doesn't really matter, and it's not a case of investing in athletes over. At the end of the day, is who are the better athletes? If the athletes here, and when I say athletes, I use it in the broadest sense: football, cricket, swimming, whatever. If the athletes here are better than those who are living overseas, fine, or vice versa. And the reality of it is, the athletes who are living overseas, they're going to have access to better facilities, better pools, and I don't want, perhaps higher qualified coaches, let me use it that way, as opposed to better coaches and perhaps more qualified nutritionists and stricter diets, etc. And this is straight across the board. And we've seen that happen with football to great extent and great success.
Yes.
Then, and there's always going to be an argument, and as in football, why we have to bring so many nationals who live abroad. But they're playing at a higher level than us,
Yes.
whether we like it or not. They're playing at a higher level than us. They're playing more football and obviously more opportunities than we are.
Right.
So I support that 100%. As a matter of fact, there is a family living in Taiwan. The youngster has reached out to us to represent St. Kitts and Nevis, and that is something we are considering.
Right. And not only that too, Mr. Mills, it's not to say somebody just has a passport and is out there. The person, you understand, the person go up, he trained with our head coach. Our head coach started training him from a small boy. And, you know, his parents, his mom fell sick, and so she had to travel and stuff like that. And, you know, he went and joined his parents. So it's not to say that, you know, somebody's out there, some abstract person has a passport. You understand? We know. And
was he born in St. Kitts?
In Nevis?
St. Kitts and Nevis. Was he born?
But
But did he live here?
he was a St. Kitts and Nevis passport. He was living here for a period of time, of course. And I think he would have been here
How
still
old
if his
is he?
mother, 18, if his mother hadn't fallen ill.
Okay.
Right. So and added to what you said, and I definitely concur with you. We are not representing our federation. We want to put the best foot out. Where we go, and we hear St. Kitts and Nevis. It should not be that our sweet. I mean, us. You know, we want. I mean, sure, I'm not discounting anything at all, because you said Troy Biff, but another mean Troy Nisbet. Troy, you know, Troy had his chance, yes, to us and the international scale.
Hold a second, Eldon, as we have another call here on the line. Actually, we have two calls. Good evening, caller. Welcome to On the Ball here, WINN FM 98.9. You're hearing me, caller? Call, hold a sec. Oh, well, call again, please, 4660989. The two calls, we lost both calls. So please call 4660989. You were saying, Elder?
Yes, so as I was saying that, for example, I mentioned Skylar earlier. Had Skylar met the age requirement, she would have been traveling to Budapest to represent us as well. The young guy, he's doing excellent time. Excellent time. I think he's in the category of either A or the double B, right? And these are qualifying times, for any swimmer to really go up on the international scale. So it's not that an abstract person there, but this is someone who we know, who Nevis was trained by our head coach, James Weeks. So,
You're familiar with the athlete?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
We communicate all the time.
The second question.
He was with us in OECS last year.
Okay.
He won a bronze medal.
Okay.
So
he's definitely not a stranger.
He's not a stranger.
The second question, how is it that Troy Liebert hasn't been considered for Budapest?
Troy Liebert or Troy Nisbet?
Troy Nisbet, pardon me.
Because it's two persons they allow, a male and a female, and we had already sent on, as I said, Skylar's name and this other young man's name.
That's the one in Sweden?
Yes.
Okay.
So once you would have done that,
you had to make a choice.
You had to make a choice. And then when it comes to that, World Aquatics would ask us to, they're only funding two persons. So we sent in Skylar's name. By the time Skylar was rejected, we couldn't add somebody else.
Oh. So it doesn't matter whether it's male or female, or two males or two females. A male and a female.
A male and a female, preferably. They want a male and a female.
So because Skylar wasn't accepted, and the deadline had passed, so you couldn't have a replacement. Okay, I understand that. That seems harsh, but it is fair. I think since she wasn't accepted because of that age. Perhaps they should have given.
Because her time is good.
Her
time is excellent.
Yeah, they probably should have given some consideration and having her there. And that sounds reasonable. I understand what you're saying. Because at the end of the day, you have to make a choice. And it is about times. And again, the backdrop, all of this is being achieved, and we do not have a pool here in St. Kitts and Nevis.
Right.
All we have as yet. Forgive me, yes. As yet, we have the seawater. You mentioned A and BB times. The youngster Sheldon, that's what you said his name was? Jonathan, pardon me. You mentioned he has A and BB times? Or
yeah, those are like qualifying time. Those are standard times. For example, B would be the lowest. Like, so for example, so we have a 50 meter. The B time might be 38 seconds. The double B might be 30 seconds, 28, 23. Then the double A, so it's getting less all the time. That means the person is faster.
Better, faster and better.
Yes.
You're listening to On the Ball here at WINN FM 98.9. We have in studio with us Mr. Eldon Thomas, President of St. Kitts and Nevis Aquatic Federation. And we have with us on Zoom Miss Skylar Connor, silver medalist in the recently concluded OECS championships. You can call in 466-0989, or you can send me a WhatsApp message, or you can actually call me via WhatsApp, and we can connect you. And we say good night to Mr. Eustace Hendrickson. He's logged in as he always is, and thank you for doing that. And all of you who are logged on. And again, you can call 466-0989. We go back to Skylar, if you don't mind. You're there with us still, Skylar?
Yes, I'm still here.
Oh, maybe she left to do her homework, right?
No, I'm here.
You're there, Skylar?
Yes. Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
I wonder if she's on mute. Hope she's not on mute.
I'm not on mute.
If you're muted, unmute Skylar, please.
I'm here.
Well, there was one or two questions I would have wanted to ask her before.
Okay, she's not on mute, so she's talking, but we're not hearing her. Again.
Okay. Skylar, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, excellent, yes.
We're hearing you now, Skylar. How do you're at Gingerland High School. What form are you in? First form?
I'm in second form.
Second form. How are you balancing your schoolwork with your personal life, with your training, your swimming training?
I try to balance it as evenly as possible, but it's hard.
How many times a week do you train, and for how long?
Well, it depends on how close the competition is. Because leading up to the competition, I would train every day except Sundays.
Okay. And
Sometimes
when
afternoon.
there's no competition on the horizon, how long do you train for? How often do you train?
Well, I would train every Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturday.
Okay. And how long are your training sessions?
About an hour and a half, except Saturdays, which it goes on until the coach feels like it.
Oh, okay. And when you're training for a competition, you train every day, save and except Sunday, did you say? And how long do you train for the same times as well?
Well, we would train before school and after school.
Before school, as in the morning, 6 o'clock, or what time in the morning?
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock. So when people home sleeping, when men Eldon home sleeping, you're president, you're in the pool training?
No, the ocean.
Forgive me, I forgot we don't have a pool.
Yeah.
And that slipped me really. You're in the ocean training when we home sleeping 5 o'clock?
Yes.
That is some commitment. And I must commend you highly for that. And, well, I thank you for being with us, Skylar. Is there anything you would want to say before you slip away? Anybody you would want to thank?
Yes, I'd like to thank my coaches, parents, and everyone who helped us go to the OECS championships.
And your coaches, how many coaches are there?
There's Eldon, Coach James, Coach Ned, Coach Dave Farmer from Barbados, and I think that's it.
Okay. I have, I'm seeing a WhatsApp. Good night, sir. Was trying to get in, but the lines were busy. If you get the pool, hope don't give up on the ocean. The pool, it doesn't mean that persons wouldn't swim in the ocean or the athletes wouldn't swim in the ocean.
Exactly.
But they will have to concentrate on the pool to get the technique and the different things, right?
Especially for competitive meets. You know, there's open water. There's open water meet, but most of the time there is pool meets.
Okay.
And you cannot train in a pool train in open water for pool meets.
I understand that. We say good night to Mr. Montezuma over in Mansion. He is also one of our listeners. Thank you very much for tuning in. So, Skylar, it was indeed a pleasure having you here on the ball on WINN FM 98.9. Congratulations again on your silver medal. And I know the next time we're going to have you here, you may not necessarily be a silver medal. It might be a gold, and more so, it might be several medals. So congratulations, best wishes, and congrats to your mom, and thanks to your mom and your parents and your support in the family for allowing your time off to get into swimming.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thanks a lot, and have a good night, and best wishes in your school.
Thank you, same to you.
Okay.
Thank you, Skylar. Thank you, Daniel.
So we're about to wrap up, Coach.
Yes.
And Mr. President.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and this is good, Troy, that we can really come and talk about swim development in St. Kitts and Nevis. There are persons who want well for us, and we really want to thank them. There have been some sponsors this year for our travel to St. Vincent for the OECS. Nevis Ministry of Sports always support us. Mr. Troy Liebert. We also always get support from St. Kitts Ministry of Sport, Mr. Samuel Duggins. Always, every time we ask, they always sponsor. This year also we have had sponsorship from National Caribbean Insurance. They sponsored our trip, fully covered insurance to St. Vincent and back. And I can never forget our regards to you and one of our sponsors, the embassy. I really appreciate the embassy, putting the effort, and also putting the money where the effort is in really developing the sport, and also helping us as a new just coming on stream. They are making it possible for us to really work on our development, work on our athletes. And we want to thank the St. Kitts and Nevis Olympic Committee, headed by our well-able president, Mr. Knight, and our Secretary General, and our Vice President, Mrs. Nero, Secretary General Jones, and all the others. And we just want to encourage, everyone want to encourage the government really to, work with us. And I said before, Troy, and I'm saying it again, wherever the land is provided. I mean, we are in some discussions right now. I'm not going to disclose anything much more than that, but wherever the land is provided, a pool is going to go there. You understand? Because we are doing this thing for swimmers of St. Kitts and Nevis, not for St. Kitts, nor for Nevis. We are doing it for the federation. We are one country, one federation. And where the possibility lies, we are going to put the pool there for the development of our athletes. It is time now, and I get very passionate about this. It is time for the government to really show some serious interest in sport in St. Kitts and Nevis. I'm not just talking about swimming now, sport development in St. Kitts and Nevis. As a whole, our young men and young women full of potential. But the environment is not prepared for them. And this has nothing to do with politics. We're close enough now. This has nothing to do with politics. So I don't want anybody to call in and politicize this. This has to do with government. Past government, current government to come. They need to show more interest in our youths. They are the foundation of our federation. And if they're properly trained, if they're not properly skilled, they have to be taken care of. They're going to find themselves and channel their energy elsewhere, and it's going to be the wrong place.
Indeed.
Sport is an avenue to harness the minds of people, to deal anger, the conflict. When people become part of an organization, of a team, they love players. They do bad crime.
Discipline.
They love discipline, and that could be taken through all life.
Confidence.
Man, I'm telling you, the list goes on and on. But it's incumbent on our government to and harness that and channel some of their energies and into the development of the sports in St. Kitts, track and field, cricket, soccer, swimming. Get some people involved in these things. Create the environment for them to develop and grow. The persons that swim well. You understand? They can swim well. We don't have a pool, but if they get the proper training, you'll be amazed able to compete in OECS. They have persons who are good in cricket, good in soccer, but they don't really show interest in them. The environment is conducive for them to develop. You understand? So I'm really calling on our government to do something. Put your is about our young people and the development of our nation, and begin to inject some seriousness into sports development. The NOC is doing as much as they can.
Exactly.
But they got to rally with the NOC as well.
Because every year, the NOC is giving national associations a grant of quite a few $1,000.
Yes.
$20,000+.
They do the best they can. But they need backing too. They need backing. So we are calling on the government. This is no politics. This is no bashing. This is just saying, don't have to hide behind anything. Eldon is saying that we need our government, we need you to really put some focus in our sport development. We need a pool.
So
pool.
So let me see if I really understand what you're saying. You did say earlier, anywhere you get it. So if the federal government says, hey, we have some land in Sandy Point, SP where the best be, we're going to give you that. You won't have a problem setting up the pool there. Or if Premier Brantley says, Eldon, we have some land over here, I don't know, in Butlers or Brick Hill or wherever.
Yes, we have
wherever it is. Whether it's St. Kitts or Nevis.
Don't let me say I am, because we have an executive body. And I alone cannot make certain decisions. We run with it. Because our focus is the development of our young people. So if Mr. Brantley calls, and is that I think that he is right now, in order to put on a pool, we will take the land, put up a structure of the St. Kitts Nevis Aquatics Federation.
Which would be fully funded by your water.
They are providing the material for the pool.
Oh, okay.
And they're still doing it because I just reached out to them the other day and they're still doing it.
And we would have to provide the labor. Okay.
They just want the documents, bam, the government said this land, we have given St. Kitts Nevis Aquatics Federation this acre of land, blah, 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 and we send them an outline, how it's going to be done, financial breakdown, everything, how we're going to maintain it, boom.
What size land are you looking for? What size land would be adequate, would be suitable?
An acre of land is good.
Okay.
An acre of land is good. We put down a nice facility around, nothing big and extravagant and fancy, something that is good and conducive for the training, bathroom, a little office here and stuff like that, where the federation can work out of.
A little conference room.
A little conference room and the pool.
And of course, that would boost sports tourism because other countries, I needed to ask the question, of the 12 countries, did you say how many countries that participated?
Nine
in the OECS. How many of them have a facility to train in?
Almost all of them, you know. Grenada has, they have a pool but not a pool, but they have something like a basin. It must be 2 lanes, 25 yards or 25 meters. They have something.
Oh, but
right?
So that is better than what we have because we don't have anything.
We don't have anything. I was with the guy, they asked me, so how is your facility? When I tell
your facilities,
I tell you, he told me, man, I remember that a long time ago, I used to have to mark up 25 on the sun. So I said, but we're still there, you know. Time ago. And we don't have that market. You understand? So, but mostly Antigua has, Barbados has, St. Martin has, I think Beaver has a pool. They all have pools.
May I make a suggestion? Maybe you may have done it, but in my ignorance. May I suggest you, because I suspect when the Prime Minister or when the Premier engage your association, they're going to ask you if there's any place you have in mind. So may I suggest that you and your team, you go around St. Kitts and you identify 3 possible locations you like it. Why I say 3? Just in case this one is not available, you have another. And you do the same thing for Nevis.
Yes.
So when they engage you, you say, yes, we see a piece over Kean, there's an area in Kean, something up St. Peter's, something.
Mr. Mills.
That has been done?
That has been done.
Okay, wonderful.
That has been done. You know, so.
Yeah, you guys really on the ball with that.
This is yeah, so we just want, you know, to see the sport more. We want to see swimming develop more. We want to have our athletes. We want them to elevate on the regional and the international platform. And because when they're traveling, you know, they're traveling as Skylar Connor, they're not traveling as Troy Nisbet, Henry Pemberton. You understand? Jazzy Connor, right? Or Valentino Esposito, or Sarah Haley. They are traveling as ambassadors of St. Kitts and Nevis.
Okay.
And you got to take care of your ambassadors. You have to take care of your ambassadors.
Definitely.
They're putting St. Kitts and Nevis out there in the international realm. We went to the Olympics there. The international talked to us. I mean, I went to the interview in Zimbabwe.
Wow. Zimbabwe, you say now?
Yes, I mean, was in thing, you know, and I spoke to them and stuff like that. When everybody will talk, how you train, how is your facility, what facility?
That's $1 million question.
You understand? But you know, I really commend the customers for the job that they're doing. And yes, we came 5th, but I think all of our swimmers they did their part well. They went in knowing that we will not win the championship, but they put their best effort out. They swam hard, they swam strong, and they did their best under the circumstances where we're coming from.
So congratulations on behalf of the management and staff, board of directors of WINN FM, to you, your team, especially Miss Skylar Connor, who seems to have an extremely bright future. And we thank you, of course, for being with us on the ball here at WINN FM 98.9. Again, would you want to thank your sponsors again and any final words?
Yes, we want to thank our sponsors again. Nevis Ministry of Sports, Troy Biff and his team, want to thank St. Kitts Ministry of Sports, Honorable Samuel and Honorable Troy Liebert. We want to also thank National Caribbean Insurance, and we thank our NOC, St. Kitts Nevis Olympic Committee. We thank our parents, we thank the public at large, we thank ZIZ, who actually came to the airport, interviewed us, and saw us off. We thank them for that. We thank all of our supporters who call in and who encourage us, send us WhatsApp and everything. We thank them, and we want to, encourage our community to build on what we are building. Help us to build on what we have. As the president, I could speak from my perspective. One of the things I have in my plans for 2025 is to begin to raise up more clubs around St. Kitts and Nevis. Any little person teaching swimming there, approach them, engage them, and see how well we could assist them and build them up, and then have them affiliate with the St. Kitts and Nevis Federation.
That sounds like an excellent idea.
So that's what we want. So even if people don't swim to compete, make sure young people can swim. We're living on an island. So that is one of my goals for 2025.
Mr. Thomas, we thank you again for being here with us, and we congratulate you and your team on the wonderful job you're doing. We congratulate your coaches, your athletes, and of course the parents.
Yes.
And the sponsors. I really appreciate the sponsorship of the various entities, because without the sponsorship we go. And you're extremely passionate about crime. I've always said, as the director of culture, if the government were to give us $1 million easy, we'll take that and we will reduce the budget for national security by about $3, $4, $5 million. Why? We'll get into the preschools, not primary schools, the preschools. As we have started, we started our drumming program when I was the director of culture in the preschools. And once we do other things in the preschools, we already had meetings. We would have had meetings with the Ministry of Social Services and Welfare, because the plan was, once you're doing these cultural programs and you start picking up, seeing children with certain types of behavior, you refer them and they'll look at it, because chances are there are some issues home. So you look at that, and these you don't want them to develop. So we believe that $1 million to culture would save $4 or $5 million for national security, because they won't end up at 1840 in the long run.
Right.
Plus, I am also thinking that if sports, the Department of Sport were to get $1 million, that would help again with the programs.
Yes, definitely.
And so we have to look at it.
Yes.
And I'm hoping that next year, I'm expecting next year. How long would it take to build that facility, by the way?
Maybe about, because it's a 25-meter pool, maybe 8 months.
8 months. So I'm expecting,
once we have everything,
I'm expecting two things to happen next year. One, the work would start and you're getting your pool, and two, it will be completed next year, before the end of next year. So come next year around now, it should have either been completed or just about completed. So God's spear, 2025, before the end of the year, you'll be on the ball by having your pool. Thanks again, Eldon.
Thank you.
Congratulations and all the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
You're listening to On the Ball
WINN FM.
here at WINN FM 98.9, and we had live in studios with us Mr. Eldon Thomas, president of the St. Kitts and Nevis Aquatic Federation, and we also had online Miss Skylar Connor, silver medalist at the recently concluded OECS Swimming Championships, the 32nd in Antigua and Barbuda. St. Vincent, Antigua and Barbuda, they were the winners. Who was second?
Second was Grenada.
And third?
St. Vincent.
St. Vincent.
St. Lucia came fourth, St. Kitts came fifth. St. Kitts and Nevis came fifth.
We're fifth, okay, 5th out of 9. Yes. So we're going to take a short break, and we're going to invite you to stick and stay. As we're heading up last lap, we just have time to touch a little bit of football, a little bit of boxing, and a little tad of table tennis. So stick and stay. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back in as a matter of fact, maybe we'll need to forego that. We only have 9 minutes. Let us forego that. Boxing. Mike Tyson, he returned to the ring after quite a few decades. He came up against Jake Paul in a 8-rounder, and each round was just 2 minutes. Normally, you got 10 rounds and they are 3-minute rounds. But Mike Tyson, he's nearly 100. Well, actually, he's 58. And he looks like he's nearly 100. He doesn't have that pep and the zep about him. And you could understand. And I saw the fight and I was fighting for Mike Tyson. But at the same time, I know if Mike Tyson would have catch Jake a good hand, it would have been lights out for Jake. And what I particularly liked about the fight, with the last few seconds in the round, Jake stopped fighting and he basically bowed as a sign of respect to Mike Tyson. And Mike Tyson extended his hand to shake his hand. I think that was genuine on both parties. I was there wondering, though, I suppose somebody come up with a sucker punch while you're bowing, saying, hey, I respect you. Bam, a punch coming. I might put out the hand to shake, and bam, a punch coming. But it was wonderful. I'm expecting a rematch. Mike Tyson got $20 million, I think it was, US. And Jake Paul, I think, I heard two figures. I heard 60 million, I heard 40 million. But I'm expecting, the good thing about it, he didn't knock down Mike. Not even knock down to get up and continue fighting, but knock down as in floored him, as opposed to knock out, which is a good thing. And if Mike be catching a good hand by, and he had Mike in a lot of trouble, wobbling, but Mike stand tall. So I'm expecting a rematch sometime next year, and I expect Mike to win that, and then we're going for a third match. So you're going to end up being the best of three. So in terms of table tennis, the St. Kitts and Nevis table tennis, we're putting on a talent identification camp next Saturday coming. Next Saturday as in Saturday coming, as opposed to next week Saturday. It starts at 9 o'clock at the Cotton Ground Community Center. So we are asking all schools in Nevis, all primary schools, all high schools, to send at least two students, one male, one female. If you want to send 3 or 4, do that. We're not going to turn away or turn back anyone. We're going to take everybody. It's at the Cotton Ground Community Center. There's no registration fee. You can register online. You can go to the St. Kitts and Nevis' Facebook page and you register online, or you can WhatsApp me. I'll send the link to you so you can register. Ages 8 to 16, there isn't any registration fee, and it's from 9 in the morning to 1 p.m. And we're going to give a little snack at the end of it. So please, if you want to take your children to there, carry your children, that's okay. If you want to come and spend the entire period with them, that is okay. So that is happening at Cotton Ground Community Center. Quick football, the Ambassadors Cup. We're now into week 5. And tonight, halftime, it was 0-0 between Generation Ballers and Sandy Point. Generation Ballers, they opened the scoring in the 39th minute. And they went down, however, 3-1. Sandy Point winning Generation Ballers 3-1, coming from behind. And in the second game, Molyneux and Monkey Hill played to a 1-all draw. Molyneux, they put a bulge in the old onion bag extremely early in the 5th minute. And that game ended 1-1. Going back to table tennis, well, before I go to table tennis, let's talk about the matches Thursday in the Ambassadors League. Thursday 21st at 7 p.m., Capistia Legends versus CP Legends. And at 8:15, Legacy Ballers versus Old School. We congratulate Ambassadors Kenny Douglas and Leon Natter. They are the ones who put this cup together. So and it's an over 40 league, 40 plus league, yes. And we say congratulations to them for actually doing that. I'm thinking there needs to be perhaps a 40 or 50, and yeah, maybe over 50 league, or maybe even over 55. Because a lot of the young sportsmen are 40 and still playing. And they're coming up against guys 60 and 65. So that's something to think about. Back to table tennis. The St. Kitts and Nevis Table Tennis Association is hosting a ITTF MA Member Association activity from the 7th of December to the 16th of December, Saturday 7th to Monday 16th. What is a MA activity? It comprises of two things. One, a level 1 table tennis coaching course, which is from the 7th, Saturday the 7th to Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday the 11th. 5 days. And if you want to become a qualified level 1 coach, please contact me, 668-2055. Send me a WhatsApp, and we'll work on getting that done. And the second part is a talent ID for children between the ages of 8 to 16. Another 5-day camp, actually. 5-day camp, not a talent ID. And that is going to be from Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So it's going to be Thursday the 12th to Monday the 16th. And we're going to be doing 1 day in Nevis as well. And we have invited coaches from the Department of Sports in Nevis and the Department of Sports in St. Kitts to attend. And of course, coaches from clubs here in St. Kitts and Nevis. So that is for that coming up shortly after the camp in Nevis. And again, a talent ID in Nevis come this Saturday. 30 seconds of cricket. Well, West Indies. A lot of cricket happening. Leeward Islands, they've made the semi-finals of the regional 50 over Super 50 Cup. Congratulations. West Indies played Bangladesh in a 2-day warm-up. West Indies select 11. That game was rained out. And where are we? We're going to be having the test starting. There's a test series happening between both Bangladesh and the West Indies. Well, the England tour, that finished with England beating us 3-1 in the T20s. We would have won the 50 overs 2-1. It was a 5-match series. The last match was rained out. And we now have Bangladesh here in the West Indies. And they had their 2-day match. And we're going to be having 3 one-day internationals here in St. Kitts. So we could look out for some cricket here. And great news, Mikhail Louis, he has been selected in the West Indies team for the 2-match series against Bangladesh. So we wish him all the best, and we hope that he does well. We hope he gets a century this time around at least. And because he really needs to. It's International Men's Day. Happy International Men's Day to all your men out there. And we hope that you're having fun. We hope that the ladies are taking care of you. Well, I don't have a lady, so I don't have anybody to take care of me. I probably would have to find one. Or maybe one will take care of me tomorrow, belatedly. But happy International Men's Day to all the men all over the world, including my producer, DJ Tough House, and the Jamster, my former producer. And hope you're having fun. As we slip away, it has been indeed another pleasure being on the ball here at WINN FM 98.9. I thank you for listening. I thank the callers, even though we missed one or two. I thank the St. Kitts and Nevis Aquatic Federation. Congratulations to Skylar Connor on her silver medal down in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the 32nd OECS Championship. And we invite you to be with us again next week, Tuesday, God's Spear, when we're going to be having another edition of On the Ball here at WINN FM 98.9. Don't forget, table tennis camp in Nevis, talent ID in Nevis, Saturday coming 9 to 1. Give me a call if you want to register your child or one. As I slip away, I say thank you for joining us, and always be positive in your words, in your thoughts, and in your actions. Thank you for joining us. Have a good night. See you next week. Godspeed.